Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about the top ways to be happy as a man. And this talk supposes that you're not married and that you don't have kids. So, let that be a little bit of a tip off there for you, because if you've gone down that road, you can just say goodbye to those options. And, like those are like distant memories. Those shouldn't even be a concern anymore. Okay, so with that in mind, number one, don't move in with a woman. Don't let a woman move in with you. Now, I know that a lot of you young guys are thinking, but Howard, how do I get access to regular sex if I don't, have a woman move in with me or move in with one? And here's the thing. Here's what you don't realize. That it's not going to end well. I'll tell you that. I mean, you have to realize that it's just not going to end well. No matter how good it is to start out with, it's not going to end well. It's going to end with either you getting married or you being destroyed. It's very unlikely that you're just going to part ways and go your separate ways amicably. It's very unlikely. So don't do it. And there's multiple reasons why. Let's assume that you're a young man and your interest is regular sex. Having a single woman move in with you is not the best way to go about it. It's really not. It's limiting your options. So the best way to go about that would be to remain single, have your own place, and build yourself up financially. Okay, you're just going to have to trust me on that. And I know a lot of you're not. Moving on, the number two way to be happy as a man. Don't get too emotional over anything. I know that's a harsh thing to say. Don't get too emotional over your dog. Don't get too emotional over your friends. Don't get too emotional over your family. And I know that there's a part of the man that is protective and is loyal. And those are great qualities. And I really admire those qualities. But if they go too far, they become an emotional indulgence. Don't even indulge those ones is what I'm saying. You have no loyalty to the company, okay? The company has no loyalty to you, so you should have no loyalty to the company. The world sees men as a utility, okay? So stop pretending like, you're friends in a situation where everybody is just seeing you as a tool. And if you were to break down, they would just discard you. And I think that this is a hard thing for men to come to realize, as they get older, as they're breaking down, as things haven't turned out their way, as people have turned away from them. The man still has his deep emotional ties to all these things. And it's like, oh, well, why don't they love me? Oh, why don't they see my suffering and my pain? And it's like, well, they never were going to see your suffering and your pain. They never cared about those things. And it was the individual man who overindulged in those things. And I know it sounds like a harsh thing to say, but it's just not a man's way. You're just so much better off working hard, dedicating yourself to your work, to your tasks, things like that, than you are being highly emotional. It's the wrong road for a young man to go down. That's not to say that you don't have your feelings and your emotions and you don't, you're not true to yourself. You are, but that's not how you interact with the world. So just keep that in mind. And I know that the world itself and the women around you and the other people around you that want your utility will be appealing to your emotions. That's what it is. This whole trick is we're going to appeal to your emotions, your shame, your guilt, to manipulate you, to get you to do things, to make you to feel this way, that way. And the world is based on, it's not even trying to use you up as a utility. It's it doesn't want to see the men get ahead. It doesn't want to see them get strong. It doesn't want to see them be happy. Okay, number three, go ahead and have male friends, be a strong man, be a leader of men, conduct yourself like a man that, you would look up to. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't be friends with some guys. You just can't be. Even sometimes they're highly successful and you still can't be friends with them. But you can be the kind of man that you yourself would respect is what I guess I'm trying to say. There's a lot of reward to be had in that. So we think we're going around and we're trying to impress women. Now, a man doesn't really care about the same things that a woman cares about. So you see these men and they're walking around in expensive clothes with jewelry. They've spent all this money on their vanity. Now, let's say you want to drive fast cars. Let's say you love Porsches or Corvettes, right? Whatever. That's fine. Great. Go ahead. Indulge, use your desires. Use the things that you're excited about, that, you get motivated about. Use them to motivate you. Use them to push you, to drive you in life, and that's an energy that you yourself have to supply. But let's say that the man is interested in these things to impress women. He wants a really expensive car so that he can impress women, right? What a horrible way to go about life. And I don't know that you could become strong enough as a man, to really be successful if you were just interested in impressing some stupid whore. So be true to yourself. Don't try to impress other people, especially women. Conduct yourself in a manly way that would be impressive to other men and and you don't have to be ashamed of. And I know, well, be true to yourself. Okay, another thing I want to talk about, don't lose your focus in life. Remember that your dreams, your ambitions, your goals are the focus in life. You are what's most important as a man, okay? A lot of men think that they need to get together with a woman to find purpose in their life. No, not at all. You are the ride. You are what's important in this life. And the woman just comes along for the ride. That's all. A woman is not the most important thing in a man's life. And if he gets tricked into acting like it is, he becomes a pitiful man. He becomes a simpering man. So be a man that you can be proud of, that other men can look up to, and then, women will respect that and know that that's what the women are there for. They're not there for some emotional bullshit. Look, even your dog just wants your leadership and your strength. That's what it wants. It doesn't want an emotional bond with you. Sorry, especially as a man. As I said, it's not the great way to go. It undermines you as a man, I feel, and it, undercuts your happiness. Now, another thing, don't be Captain Save-A-Ho. This goes out to the slightly older guys who have already, lived with a woman and realized what a mistake that was. One of the first things that women will do with a man is they'll start to play the damsel, okay? And if you fall for it, she doesn't respect you. It's not like, oh, here's a good man. She is looking to play you, or she's looking to see if, she can play you. So don't fall for it. I know that's a real hard one, to not fall for, because it's so enticing and appealing to the man to play the hero, to actually be the champion, to come in and to do the right thing and to rescue and things like that. That's the true nature of men. That is pretty much what they want to do. Most of the good ones, the healthy ones. So don't let that instinct, that tendency, that great quality be exploited, because that is what's happening in our society, in our civilization. The good nature of men, of people, but mostly men, right, is being exploited. The empathy that the good, intelligent people have for the people who won't even take care of themselves is being exploited. And it's ripping down civilization, because if you just had people that were hardworking and paid taxes in your society, you wouldn't have any problems. Your problems come when you've got people that are not being productive, are not producing, are not giving value, but are just taking value. And corruption, which is part of human nature. So to close this out, I don't see how MGTOW, a man wanting to be strong and independent and go his own way in this world and be free, not tied down, not used up as a utility, not chewed up and, spit out by the system. I don't see how he can't be aware of, the dangerous political environment that we're in and how the media is aligned against the truth and productive, hardworking people, and geared towards corrupt people and gaming the system. In other words, if you are an honest, hardworking person that wants to be free and get ahead in this world, then you've got a bit of a problem on your hands. You've got to deal with a media system that wants to turn everybody into a victim, wants to find fault with everybody. Now, the young man, what he doesn't realize when he's falling into that trap is that it's blaming him. Right? It's like, yeah, this patriarchy, this system is evil. We need to do all we can to change it and fix it and find freedom for the people. And the guy doesn't realize that you are the one they're blaming for that problem. It is your resources. It is your work. It is your tax dollars that they're going to take in order to alleviate their complaints. And this is highly seductive to people that don't want to work hard, that don't have a lot of skills, that are a little frightened about the free market. So it's very seductive to the young man, and the child has to be a part of this system in order to get along in this system, and he doesn't know any different. but then he gets hurt and destroyed by the system. And hopefully he can find something like MGTOW or certain types of philosophy that'll give him some insight to these types of things and not turn him into just some liberal cuck that, follows the media and wants to impress any pretty girl or any woman, right? And always wants to be politically correct and always wants to be on the side of social justice, not realizing that, they're being played. So you have to be your own man. You have to find your own way. And the system is very strongly aligned against that. So these are just a few tips to kind of like keep you out of trouble. So keep them in mind. And I really appreciate all my new subscribers, everybody who's been stopping by, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, even donating. Go ahead and click on my PayPal link and request yourself a Howard Dare video this holiday season, or just make a donation. We'd really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it here at the Howard Dare channel. So join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.